gravity effect, right? It's not allowing things to clump. But if you have those overdensities, if you have those fluctuations that led to the overdensities, then you're actually giving gravitation a chance now. And that's why we're all here. We're all here. If gravity never won, then we would not be here, okay? The universe would have started in a smooth and ordered state and would become lumpy and disordered as time went on. This would explain the existence of the thermodynamic arrow of time. But what would happen if and when the universe stopped expanding and began to contract? If it did that, would the thermodynamic arrow reverse and disorder begin to decrease with time? So I think somebody asked about this. They were asking about the Big Bang and if we're more orderly or disorderly. And if we were to go back to sort of a big crunch, if we were to contract instead of expand in the universe, if the universe stopped expanding because of its expansion rate being something different than what it actually is and led to a contraction back to sort of a big crunch, then what would happen? Would the thermodynamic arrow reverse and disorder begin to decrease with time? This would lead to all sorts of science fiction-like possibilities for people who survive from the expanding to the contracting phase. Would they see broken cups gathering themselves together off the floor and jumping back onto the table? Would they be able to remember tomorrow's prices and make a fortune on the stock market? It might seem a bit academic to worry about what will happen when the universe collapses again, as it will not start to contract for at least another 10,000 million years or 10 billion years. But there is a quicker way to find out what will happen. Jump into a black hole. The collapse of a star to form a black hole is rather like the later stages of the collapse of the whole universe. So the collapse of a star. We actually talked about this, how gravitation really wants to compress things. So much so that even though at first gravitation allows a star to form, but later on gravitation is what kills a star and it becomes a dead star or a cold star, which is something like a white dwarf or a neutron star or a black hole. The ultimate compression is a black hole. The collapse of a star to form a black hole is rather like the later stages of the collapse of the whole universe. So if disorder were to decrease in the contracting phase of the universe, one might also expect it to decrease inside a black hole. So perhaps an astronaut who fell into a black hole would be able to make money at roulette by remembering where the ball went before he placed his bet. So if the astronaut were to survive being in the black hole, maybe they can see the future. Maybe. Classically, time actually stops in a black hole, but let's see what he has to say about this. Unfortunately, he would not have long to play before he was turned to spaghetti, nor would he be able to let us know about the reversal of the thermodynamic arrow or even bank his winnings, because he would be trapped behind the event horizon of the black hole. So that's all to say that you can't really come out of the black hole, and information cannot come out of a black hole. So even if the astronaut were to fall in and figure out being able to see the future, you can't really tell us anything about it because you're trapped inside the event horizon of the black hole. At first, I believed that disorder would decrease. At first, I believed that disorder would decrease when the universe recollapsed. So, Stephen Hawking thought for a hot second that maybe when the universe recollapses, goes into a contracting phase, maybe disorder would decrease. Maybe. What do you think? Space spaghetti with gravity stirring the pot. Yes, exactly. Space spaghetti is right. That's a good way to put it. Going past the event horizon of a black hole will turn you into spaghetti. Steven says he likes spaghetti no matter what it is.